the butterflies peeled off and flew away. And beneath them, furniture in the shape of girls showed themselves. Alright everybody, welcome back to some more Umineko When They Cry. Yeah. I also have no idea what's going on. So, I guess we can recap last time, but before we do that, I want to thank you guys for 101 subscribers since last time, or 2 times ago actually. We have gotten one more subscriber, because we reached 100, huge milestone, huge, fantastic milestone, and now we're at 101, so even one ahead of them. Incredible, great business, thank you so much, still appreciate the support as always, but we're here back at it again for more Umineko, right, bringing it up, no issues here, and now I think we can start recapping last part after that. Okay, so last time, Chiester, Rudolph, especially Chiester and Rudolph, but Hideyoshi was also there. So they arrived in the kitchen of the mansion, and Chiester noticed something was off. And the 7 stakes that have now become the new Eva Beato's furniture, after leaving the predecessor Beato behind, also known as our Beato. And the 7 stakes attacked them, and they all fled in their different directions. So we still don't know actually where Hideyoshi is. But Belphegor attacked Rudolph. Meanwhile, Leviathan, the Envious, attacked Chiester. Chiester revealed big things about her family and her past, and Rudolph's past as well, and my past, I guess, in a way. Revealed that she was originally with Rudolph. Rudolph then ended up with Asumu. She got in the way. Asumu ended up being pregnant, while also Chiester was pregnant with, I'm guessing, Rudolph's kid as well. However, Chiester had a miscarriage, while Asumu gave birth to me, Battler. I say me, by the way. When I say me, I always am talking about Battler, not me in real life. But she gave birth to Battler, who's me in the visual novel. That's the point I'm getting at. And also can relate to Battler a lot. So there we go. Okay. And then eventually, Chiester was so jealous of her that she felt like she had magic power that cursed her to death. And then after her death, at some point, she gave birth to another kid, who I now remember her name being Anji. I think it's a girl's name, it's Anji. You have not seen Anji yet, but apparently her name has been mentioned before in episode 1. But I don't remember it being mentioned. But now it's mentioned again. Anji, Chiester's daughter, or I don't know. It sounds like a girl's name. And she ended up marrying Rudolph afterwards, right after Asumu's death. And Chiester has been holding on to 18 years of jealousy. Every time she looks at me, Battler, she remembers her jealousy of Asumu. So that jealousy made it so that Leviathan's 7 days of jealousy could not compare. And for Chiester's eye, she went at the speed of 1.3 kilometers an hour. So, Chiester, in the most epic fashion ever, said one of the best lines so far, if not the best lines in the whole visual novel. Come back when you're older, darling! And then shot her down. Got Leviathan real good. That was great. The second sister. Getting got by Chiester. Then we move on to Rudolph, who was fighting Belphegor. And Rudolph was struggling real bad. But, he managed to fool her by doing a Western style finish. And trapped Belphegor trapped Belphegor in the line of fire to the witch, so Belphegor couldn't dodge it and had to take the bullet, so Belphegor lost as well. And then Eva Beato came out with some huge magical power that no one could ever expect. Oh yeah, by the way, Chiester came back as well after that. So Chiester came back and met up with Rudolph. We still don't know where Hideyoshi is or what Hideyoshi's doing. But he does not have a gun on him, so that just want to say that. So now, Eva Beato showed off magical power that not even Beato possessed, that made even Ronovic shocked, and she was like, alright, I only used those 7 stakes because they were my predecessor's furniture, but I don't actually want them. So she's brought up some new furniture here. These 2 girls, light cyan-haired girl on the right here, and then pink-haired pigtail girl on the left here. With both having bunny ears and both having ship captain type dresses or suits or something, I don't know, with the British flag on them, or the United Kingdom flag. So yeah, I'm just as cool as you guys are. How did she get this magical power? She's only been a witch for about half a day. This is crazy. Not even half a day, a quarter of a day, by the way. She became a witch this morning, and it's currently like, wait, isn't it like 3 p.m. right now? Or something? I mean, I guess we can check. Let's see. If you do this. Actually, we gotta do this first, don't we? And then we do this. It's currently 1 p.m. So, while we also do that, we can check the character files, because some characters die. But it's currently 1 p.m. individual novel, and Eva Beto, as you can see right here, this girl right here, she's been a witch since the morning. So, a quarter of a day, for like 6 hours at best. Oh my god. Right, 6 hours. That would make it so that she became a witch at what, like 7 p.m. So 7 a.m. Sorry. So she's been a witch for around that long, and she's already wilding. She's already proven to be better than Beato, maybe. Who knows? But we also have some human characters that I forgot to check out, because we've done some human deaths since. What's happening? We gotta go to the human side. If you go to the human side, there are some characters that have died that they've shown up here that I forgot to check out. So, we've already seen Kumasawa, Gora, Genji, and Shannon's death, right? Kanon, and we've already seen these lot. I guess we can read them again real quick. In appreciation for these many years of service, Genji shall be in the VIP room. For Shannon, who's viewed the Rose Garden, so she gets to go to the parlor. Kanon gets to go to keep on protecting the place important to the Lord, so he gets to go to the chapel. And Gora goes to the this room next to the study, the servant room there, the servant's quarters, third floor servant's quarters. He wanted to gain Kinzo's favor, so he just got stuck there. And Kumasawa in the second floor, which was her secret napping spot, seldom guest room where she secretly napped. Now we have some new confirmed. Oh, of course, you have Kinzo as well, who died in the boiler room. Too bad this time we came over to right at the start. But we also have Rosa, died in the Rose Garden, with her medulla oblongata having been pierced by the spear-shaped parts of the fence. I googled what a medulla oblongata is. Apparently it's the lowest part of the brain. So she got in the brain, basically. That's what that is. Pierced by the shear-shaped parts of the fence. If Maria's death hadn't been murder, it might have been possible to suspect an accident. It was this very woman who became the sacrifice for the birth of the new witch. Huh? Interesting. The sacrifice for the birth of the new witch. So, and yeah, Rudolph figured out that Eva was the one that was doing this, or at least Eva Beato. I don't know how Rudolph figured it out. Considering after Rosa's death, he was able to suspect Eva somehow. I don't know how Rudolph did that. But if Maria's death hadn't been murdered, it might have been possible to suspect an accident. But what's confirmed in red was that both Maria and Rosa's death were homicides. I mean, you can check the red truths, because I wrote them down. I wrote down the red truths. Let's check them out real quick. So, episode 3, red truths. Rosa and Maria's deaths were homicides. This was confirmed by Ronove. So, there we go. I wrote that down. That's the red truth. So, it was not an accident. They were both homicides. Alright. And then we have Maria here. Corpse discovered in the Rose Garden. The cause of death is strangulation. Probably barehanded. Thinking about the situation... Well, not probably, I mean, strangulation. We know also that their deaths has been confirmed to be as Nanjo stated. Let's see. Rosa and Maria died. The cause of death was as Nanjo diagnosed. That's another red truth right there. So, yeah. Alright, probably barehanded. Thinking about the situation, it seems reasonable to think that she was killed after Rosa. Well. And then her blood became the red ink for the witch's oath. The red ink for the witch's oath. So, we know that Maria died before. Rosa did, right? Because Beato first walked over to Maria, said sorry, blah blah blah, and then killed her off. And then she was like, "Alright, Rosa, you're no wait." Or maybe she did kill Rosa first. Did she kill Rosa first? Am I dumb? Did she kill Rosa first? Amen. Okay, I'm gonna check real quick, cause why am I so dumb now? I think she killed Maria first. Wait, I'm checking. Okay, that's watching my own videos right now. Let's see. Okay. No, yeah. Maria died first. Yeah, I'm right. Yeah, Maria died first, and then Rosa died. So, it was just... Okay, it was just Nando's theory. Got it. Okay, so yeah, I did remember correctly. I went and watched my own videos. So yeah, okay, we can keep going now. Who are these two? I don't know, but they're the witch's new furniture. Apparently they're powered up from the seven stakes. So let's see what they can do. These bunny-eared girls. Alright. The Chiester sisters troops. They're also sisters? Again? Pendragon's Memorial Troops. Is this more Dante reference that I'm not getting here? Pendragon's Memorial Troops. Or it probably is a reference to something that I don't get. But okay, Chiester sisters troops summoned from summoning from the Pendragon's Memorial Troops. Okay. Pendragon's Memorial Troops, okay? So, Ronove is shocked. You can see, I've never seen Ronove so shocked before. Look at his face. Really shocked at this scenario that Eva Berto so quickly was able to summon these furniture. That's impressive. Chiester 410 right there. Oh, 410. Okay. Chiester 410 right here. That's her, okay? And then the other one is also called Chiester. She also has a number. Chiester 45 right here. Alright, there they are. Hello Chiester sisters. Don't expect me to remember your numbers though. Those are very specific numbers. 410 and 45, okay. I'm gonna try to memorize them, but I'll just remember you two as Chiester sisters, okay? Or I could just remember you as 45 and 410, if I can. You two are suitable furniture for me, right? I guess we can also check out their character files. We can check it out. We can check out what it says about the Chiester sisters. So we have... Oh, so they also had furniture. Eva Berto. So, because the 7 stakes are under Ronove, but these Chiester sisters seem to be directly under Eva Berto, not under Ronove. So, I guess they are even better. Alright. Chiester 45. Under Eva Berto, not Ronove, okay. Unlike the goats and 7 stakes. Okay, okay. Does it say anything about Belphegor being defeated? It's because of her. They wanted to turn her master into lazy pigs. In that sense, she could probably be called the most demon-like of all the sisters. Belphegor is tasked to turn Assiduous and the most trusted of the 7 sisters as furniture. Okay. Alright. Her flaw is that she's too serious. Conversely, she's not used to being treated with kindness. Okay. And it doesn't say anything about Leviathan losing either, does it? No, she's just envious. Okay. Now, okay, we can read about Chiester sister. So Chiester, 45. Is that the Ishiromiya crest? Is it? I can't really see it very well. You only see the pointy bit. Is that? How did the let's see. How did the freaking how did the Ishiromiya crest look like again? I don't think it looked like that, did it? Maybe. Did it have this? I don't remember this bottom bit existing on it. I remember it looked like a wing, but maybe this bottom bit. Yeah, I think it's a wing here. So maybe she does have the one-winged eagle. But what is it with the one-winged eagle in the Ishiromiya family? That's what I don't get. Ah, okay, okay. A weapon in a contract with Beatrice, with Eva Beatrice specifically, seems like. 45 has an extremely meticulous and timid personality, and is fairly paranoid. For that reason, she compensates well for the weaknesses of 410's slapdash personality when they work as a pair. Cannot bear silence and even becomes emotionally unstable unless she is constantly being given orders. I see. 45 excels in enemy search and being decisive. Enemy search and being decisive. The sister's battle power is doubled by her support. Huh. Okay. Okay. I see. So, I want to see. Yeah, okay. Okay. Alright, next we have Chiester 410. I'll open a contract with Beatrice. 410 is a kid with character. 410 is a kid with character who has a unique and brazen way of speaking. Right. Her hobby is teasing serious and uptight people, which is why she likes 45 and Lucifer. She likes Lucifer! Now we can see her thigh a little better here, but we still don't see the one-winged eagle still. We only see the partial bit end here, so okay. Can't see her thigh properly, unfortunately. Alright. Rough spoken, but loves company and easily succumbs to loneliness. Ah, so she's just like Beato. But to be fair, doesn't 45 also love company? Yeah, she cannot bear silence. Becomes emotionally unstable and she's... Okay. A bit different, fine. Let's see. Where did we get to? Rustfolk loves company and easily succumbs to loneliness. Gets depressed unless there is someone constantly giving her attention. Okay, she's an attention-seeking girl, I guess. Okay. 410 excels in firing control and even in close-range combat exhibits battle power that is second to none. Okay. Alright. Chiester 410 and Chiester 45. Okay. Alright. I'm gonna make sure I've clicked on all of the characters real quick. Let's see. Done this. I've read about the goats. Let's do this. And this. Just make it. I'm pretty sure I've already read up on all of these. But I'll make sure I get the trophy anyway. You guys know about me, I'm a trophy hunter. Go to the human side, goddammit! What are you doing? Go to the human side. Alright. Human side. She has these suppressed leaves of humans and he said, okay, blah blah blah. Alright. Beato, Kenzo, Gross, Nazi, Jessica, Eva, Hideyoshi, George, Rudolph, Kiria, myself, Battler, Nanjo, Rosa, Maria, Genji, Shannon, Kanon, Goda, Kumasawa. Okie dokie, we're done here. You two are suitable furniture for me, right? This is Chiester 410, so this is 410, right? Yeah. The one on the right is 410. From reading a picture book to going on a friendship date. Okay. Shooting down a meteorite. That's a big difference. Big escalation right there. The Dragon King will get mad at us. Who the hell is the Dragon King? Please your orders, great lady Beatrice. Okay, so 45 is timid. They were right about that in the character file. Okay. Rudolph, let's run. These guys are no good. So even Kirie, who took down Leviathan at 1.3 kilometers an hour, even she sees these Chiester sisters as trouble. That's messed up. These guys are on a whole other level compared to the 7 stakes. That's messed up. As if you weren't already at a huge disadvantage. Let's hope we can find Hideyoshi. Thanks to the same feeling that had alerted her to the ambush by the 7 Sisters of Purgatory, Kirie clearly heard warning sirens going off in her head, almost resembling screams. Damn. Okay. Without hesitation, they ran. As the witch elegantly watched them leave, she ordered her new furniture. No, you can't do that! You can only tease them, but you couldn't bring them back to life. Remember, that was the rule. That was what Beato told you. Okay, well, she's gonna keep being an evil prick, I guess. The witch's expression twisted with an evil smile. Okay. As if she hasn't been evil smiling enough already, and Dolphin laughing. Even though she feared that expression, Lucifer appeared and spoke. Lucifer's here.
恐れながら先代様よりそのような残酷行為は慎むようにと。
When the witch stared at her with those terrifying eyes, Lucifer struck dumb. She was unsatisfied. She was bored of not being able to let her own power and her own cruelty run wild. Irritated by her predecessor's furniture telling her to act with restraint, her discontent was that it didn't speak. Lucifer the Proud! 410. Here we go. Time no seen, yeah! Is that the bunny ears talking? What is it with the United Kingdom flag on your left arm right there? Let's play it together again sometime. Alright, that's wild, yo. Hey, I'm not even sure predecessor Beato is going to be able to take down Eva Beato with her magical power being this strong. But yeah, she's cruel. Mihi? Why is she talking like that? Looks like we're on a job right now. Mihi? Yeah, she looks a bit spooked. 45 looks a bit spooked. But you know, 410. Now she's ready to go. Chiester. 410 understood. What the hell? Booted? What does that say? Is that an H? Ring? Booted ring. GUI guidance system? What is that word? Isn't that an H? Booted cringe guidance system? 410 understood. What? Preparing for sniping pursuit combat? What does that say? Alright, that's some letters that I don't understand. Is that Greek? That's Greek, yeah, Greek letters. I don't understand Greek, so of course I can't read this. But I booted. What is it? What is this? Is that an H? Or is that an F? No, that can't be an F. And what is that? No, it can't. What letter could that possibly be if it's not an H? Huh? That's an H. That's an R. That's an I. That's an N. That's a G. I'm so confused. What's a fringe? What's a what? Booted fringe guidance system? What's an HRING? Hring. I'm so confused. So confused. So confused. I'm so confused. Ring. Oh, it is an F! Okay, wait. I think I see it now. Wait. Okay, wait. Okay, I've thought about it enough. Booted firing, I think. Guidance system. I think it's an F and an I. But it just looked really weird. Okay, it's just like the I's connected with the F. I think I see it now. Okay. Yeah, okay. And that's the... Okay, I see. Okay. Booted fire... Okay, I was so confused. Booted firing guidance system. I'm dumb, okay. I'm dumb as always. Okay, initializing... I'm guessing initial... No, wait. Initiating data collection. More Greek letters. Okay, sure. What is the rate? What are they on about? Target acquired? They're professionals. They're nothing like the 7 stakes. They're working professionals, yo. They're clearly better than the 7 stakes. They're like assassins working on this. Forming firing curve, control points of justice. They're like military commanders. Forming firing curve, control points adjusted, data link to 45. Forming firing curve. Okay, more Greek letters below there. Alright, that I can't read. And then it says accuracy 97.89%. That is a high percentage. Checking danger zone. Ah, not there. Wait, am I right about the percentage? Accuracy, that's a 9, right? Yeah, that's a 9, that's a 7. That's an 8 and that's a 9. 97.89%. That's a really good percentage. They're definitely gonna hit them with that. You get roasted in the backfire, you know. I like her speech pattern, but okay. She's gone. Lucifer left. The Chiester sisters, through their mutual measurements, were able to instantly calculate the terrain inside the mansion and the coordinates of their target, as well as a firing curve to reach them. What? They're wild! Yo, they're unbeatable then. So Kiri's intuition is crazy, because yeah, no guns are stopping these two. The Chiester sisters are crazy, yo. Yes, their shots could be guided to draw a curved line. No one will be able to escape it. So they're like homing shots. The precision homing ability of the Seven Sisters of Purgatory was nothing more than a cheap version of the ability these two held. That's crazy! Oh my god! Look at that! 45. Firing preparations complete. Ammo selected. Now loading. Wait a minute! I remember this! Okay! I remember these two from the opening of the visual novel. Like the music. I remember there were two girls holding hands like this, as if they were I thought they were dancing in the opening. I was like, who are these two? I did not make the I see the resemblance now. So now, if I watch the opening to Umineko again, I'll be able to recognize these two. Because I swear they were in the opening of the visual novel. I thought they were dancing in a stage or something, like Jessica was in episode 2. I thought they were like dancing, like dun, 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 dun. But okay, they're firing squads. That's what they're doing. They're not dancing. They're firing shots. They look cool though. I gotta say, they look really cool here. Alright, okay. Chiester sisters, loading shots. The two of them faced each other, and as though they were both pulling back a bowstring together. Ah, it's supposed to be a bow. Oh! There, a dazzling golden arrow was readied. Holy crap, look at them again. Eyo, Beato, your furniture ain't got nothing on this! Beato, you suck. Eva Beato's got that magic power. 410, nihi! Firing! After they proclaimed that they were firing together, they released a single arrow. So is a single arrow supposed to take care of both of them, or only one of them? Are they gonna fire a second arrow to take care of the other? As the curve taken by the gold sparkling snake of light drew a trail, it headed in the direction of Rudolph and Kyria had run in rapid pursuit. Holy crap. It turned through the corridors, crawled over the floor, chasing them as it drew a beautiful curve. Wow. Wow. No one could block the Chiester sisters' homing projectiles. No one could escape them. And their strength could pierce all physical and magical defenses. All physical and magical defenses? You know how Leviathan's attack was blocked by Kyria's gun? Yeah. Kyria's gun is not blocking this one. Holy crap. It was an all too merciless, guided weapon of certain death. However, among mythical class soldiers, it was a weapon used by pretty much everyone. Oh wow, mythical class! It was very commonplace for them and very extraordinary for those of the everyday world. That's crazy. So for them, it's just whatever. That's crazy. That's crazy, yo. Yeah, us humans, we're not defending against that. We can win against Seven Sisters. We cannot win against that. Holy moly. What the? When he noticed something rapidly chasing them and turned around. Rudolph was shot straight through the location of his heart by the gold snake. Hey, rest in peace, Rudolph. It all happened in an instant. That's crazy. Rest in peace, Rudolph. Hey, you tried your best and you're really cool against the Seven Stakes belt figure. You're really cool, but yeah, these Chiester sisters are something else. After the gold snake ran Rudolph through, it swooped down to the floor, drawing a beautiful spiral, coiled itself around Kirie's legs, and crawled up to her chest. You know how I said earlier we're gonna fire another shot? Nah, they were like one shot to take them both down. That's crazy. That's nuts. It swooped down to the floor, drawing a beautiful spiral, you say. Oh my god. Stabbed her through as well, I guess? Man. And just like Rudolph, it shot straight through the location of her heart. And all of that too happened in an instant. It impaled Rudolph and it impaled Kirie. So they died at almost the same time, dropped to their knees at the same time, and fell over at the same time! Yo, these Chiester sisters are wild. I still hate her dolphin laugh. Keep dolphin laughing. I guess they do seem, so far, they do seem like a much improved version of your predecessor's furniture, yeah. There's no need for that, no need for that, no need. Hey Hideyoshi, please do something about this. Hey, if she keeps being crazy like this, so brutal like this, even more brutal than Beato, her dolphin laugh is going to annoy me even more than Beato's cackling. Holy crap. The most shunned action to take for someone born a human is the murder of another human. It's only natural for a human not to understand how pleasurable it is to break this taboo. But she was no longer a human. She was a witch. And there were some pleasures that only witches could understand. By now, she had tasted those pleasures and was totally immersed in them. After learning that the contents of the forbidden pot were honey, she could no longer live without it. That's crazy. No, maybe the contents were honey because they were forbidden. In any case, the acts of killing humans gruesomely, and doing it over and over, was by now giving her a drug-like pleasure. That's crazy. As the witch rolled over laughing, the gold snake which had just been fired returned as though being hauled back in. The two were stitched at the tip and being dragged along. What do you mean by the two? What do you mean by the two? The two being stitched at the tip? I don't know what they mean by that, but okay. The witch's order had been carried out. Rudolph and Kirie had been killed instantly and their bodies had been carried back.
Chiester 45-410命令遂行を完了しました。大ベアトリーチェ卿の次の命令を待ちます。どうかご命令を。
Please your order, okay. Wow.
赤ん坊のおもりからネトゲのお相手。
Playing in online multiplayer? Hey, it's 1986. That's not a thing. That doesn't exist.
スペースシャトル撃墜まで何でもお答えしますよ。
Online multiplayer does not exist unless you witches have some. I've already created science technology that doesn't exist yet in 1986. That's crazy. Shooting down a space shuttle. That's crazy.
こいつらは第4の番と第5の番の生贄らしいの。
Apparently. Okay, 4th and 5th one. How are you gonna take care of them then?
だから最後には役立たずの7姉妹。もう5姉妹か。
Oh, roasted! I guess they're the 5 sisters now!
こいつらを額と胸に刺してえぐらなくちゃならない。
I need those girls to pierce and gouge the forehead and the chest. I mean, 5 sisters is all you need, right? Because you have the 4th Twilight, the 5th Twilight, the 6th Twilight, the 7th Twilight, and the 8th Twilight, right? Aren't those the Twilights that you... Wait, gouge the head and kill, gouge the chest and kill, gouge the stomach and kill, gouge the knees and then the legs, right? That's 5 Twilights, right? I mean, I'm wrong. You can check the epitaph. I think there were 5. You only need 5 stakes, don't you? You don't need all 7. Let's see. Gosh, the head, chest, stomach, knee, leg. So that's, yeah. So that's, you only need them for 5. So lucky you, only 2 of the sisters got taken down. Because if any more had gone taken down, you wouldn't have been able to perform this. But yeah, now you can. Because you only need 5 sisters to gouge from the head to the leg. Ninth Twilight, the witch revives and none shall be left alive. Okay.
でもそれを最後にすればいいんであってそれまでを私がどう遊ぼうと勝手よね
Hideyoshi, you better do something, Hideyoshi. More dolphin laughing. Hideyoshi's still in the mansion. He ran away, but maybe he can come help them out or something. I don't know. I don't have high hopes for him to be able to beat the Chiester sisters. Beato, finally!
待て待て待て待て
Finally, Beato shows up. I've been waiting. Like, you're not just gonna let her be cruel like this, are ya?
そなたはわらわの言っていたことをもう忘れたのか
Have you already forgotten what I told you? It's funny how Beato beat her master. She beat Virgilia. But now, what if Eva Beato and Beato fight right now and Eva Beato wins? Just like how Beato won against Virgilia. That would be crazy, yo. That would be crazy if Eva Beato won. Just like that, right away. Just like the student beats the master once again. Her magic power seems to be improved, so I don't know.
おやこれは先代様何か文句でもおありですか
Do you have any complaints? She has major complaints.
あるに決まっておろうがそなたはやりたい放題ではないかなぜにわらわの言いつけが聞けぬのか
Why can't you follow my directions? Because she finds it boring, apparently.
やりたい放題で何の問題があるのですか先代様それに私は儀式のルールを逸脱しようなんて気持ちはこれっぽっちもありません
I haven't got the slightest desire to deviate from the rules of the ritual.
ちゃんとこの二人の死体を後できれいにして額と胸に杭を打ち込んでおきますから
そういう問題ではないというにあまりに品がなかったり残酷だったりするとだなその気を悪くする者もおるかもしれぬし
Some people might take it badly. So she cares about how I take it. She cares about how Battler takes it. That's crazy. That's not, you know, that's kind of you to care, Beato. But I don't care about you. I still hate you, so.
先代様がどこかで戦っているとかいうゲームの相手ですか
Oh, she knows about that. Did Ronove tell her?
どの上に聞きました
Yep, I guess correctly. Ronove did tell her about the opponent in the game.
おしゃべり
Curse that blabbermouth. Well, to be fair, Ronove is working under Eva Beato now instead of you, so.
まあ正直に言うとそういうわけだ
That's how it is. So she cares about how Battler thinks. Crazy.
ちょっと目に余るとその講義を受けてな
I had a complaint that it is a little too much, you see.
先代様にわざわざ伝言などさせず直接講義にいらっしゃればいいのに臆病な方です
That person is a coward. Well, to be fair, first things first, it seems like I can't even contact you because I'm outside the game board. Me and Virgilia said that we're outside the game board. So that's one thing, because that's what she said last time we were being so cruel. Secondly, I never told her to do this. Beato's just doing this because she doesn't want to be lonely and she cares about how I think of it, okay? So, I don't know. Beato just I don't know. This is... Talk with Beato. Don't mess with me, okay? I think you're being a piece of crap, but if I can't contact you, that's too bad. Besides, Eva Beato, you're supposed to be my aunt, right? What? This is crazy. Come on, what type of role model are you to be this brutal? Holy crap.
こことはその異なる世界の住人だからの
He's a resident of a different world from this one.
わらわを返さねばならぬのだまあとにかくだな
So yeah, so Battler can't even talk to Eva Beato if he wanted to. Well, anyway, the point is...
ということはその方は私に何か干渉したくてもできない
Correct?
そして私も干渉したくてもできない
Possibly correct. I don't know. Maybe Beato can can direct a contact between you and me. I don't know.
それくらいに遠い世界の無縁な方との認識でよろしいですか？
Am I correct to understand that this is an unrelated person from a world that far away?
例えるなら、とても近い2本の平行線の世界とでも言おうか。
Finally, Beato is explaining the difference between this other world and this real world, I guess, quote unquote. Finally, you could say these worlds are like two very close parallel lines. Okay.
とても身近な世界なのだが、平行線ゆえに2本の線が交わることは決してない。
They're very nearby, but since they are parallel lines, they will never cross. Correct. Parallel lines will never cross.
そんな世界と、とりあえずは認識してくれればよい。
For the time being, you may view that world in such a manner. And I may also view that world as in such a manner, because you finally explained it to me, Beato. In these last 2 episodes, I've been wondering what's the difference between that world and this world. Okay, now I get it.
交わらない。
They never cross. But Beato can roam freely between that world and this world. Eva Beato can't, and I can't. Ronobe can though.
ということは、私とは関係ない世界のことということです。
Got nothing to do with me.
もしその方の代弁で私に自重しろとおっしゃられてるのでしたら、その方に交互伝言をお願いします。
If you're telling me on behalf of that person to show some restraint, please pass this message on to him. Alright, I'm listening, Eva Beato. I'm listening right now.
あやつにか？なんと伝える？
A message, what should I say? I'm listening.
余計なお世話だよ、消えろよ、ババア。
You old hag? You calling me an old hag? Eva Beato, you've made an enemy with someone you... Eva Beato, I already didn't like you, but you've made yourself a new enemy. You've made Ushiromi a battler your enemy. You're gonna come to regret it, Eva. Eva Beato, alright. Nah. Alright, nah.
へそでも噛んで死んじゃえば。
Is that Eva's voice actress? That sounded like Eva at the end there. I don't really know if this is Eva's voice actress or not. I told you guys last time to let me know. Anyway, why don't you just give up and die forever? Alright, Eva Beato, I'm your enemy now. I'm your enemy. You've made enemies with someone you really didn't want to. After I take down Beato, the piece of crap to your right here, I'll make sure to come for you. All right? Don't worry. I'm gonna take care of all of you. All of you witches can get wrecked by me. None of you will survive. What?
失礼しました。先代のお友達でしょうから、多分女性だろうと想像しただけです。
Since it was a friend of yours, I just imagined that she'd be a woman. Okay, so how, based off of Beato's reaction, did you know that it's not a woman?
ババアと言っても、決して先代様のことではありませんから、どうかご容赦ください。
Oh! Damn! Beato, are you gonna just take that? By old tag, I'm definitely not talking about you, predecessor Sama. Please forgive me. Beato, are you gonna take that smoke? Yo, she's wild. Eva Beato is freaking wild, yo. Yo, what? Hey, Beato, this is your mess. You're the one that decided to crown her. You're the one that coordinated her to be the next Beato. It's your fault, okay? You deal with that mess. I mean, she's made an enemy of me too, but... Hey, Beato, listen. Game board aside, I'm not teaming up with a piece of crap like you to take down Eva Beato. Alright? You're probably gonna come back and ask me like, hey yo, Battler, help me team up with Eva Beato. Like, nah, I ain't teaming up with you. You deal with that mess on your own. You have her to deal with and me to deal with now. Cause you deserve it. You're a piece of crap, Beato. Alright? When she spoke, the witch was looking straight into Beato's eyes. Anyone in that place would be able to figure it out just by looking. That's crazy.
先代様、とても不思議に思うことがあります。どうして先代様はその別世界の方とゲームをして魔女だと認めてもらわなければならないのですか？
それはだな。すべての人間に魔女の存在を認めさせることが完全なる支配につながるからである。一人頑固者がおってな。どうあってもわらわを魔女とは認めんのだ。
どうしてその人間の認可が必要なのですか？魔女が魔女であり、魔法を振るうことにどうして人間に認められる必要があるのですか？
Good question.
だからな、前にも話した通り、魔法というのは
Okay, so she's gonna argue that magic is strengthened by having humans believe that magic exists. But she's only been arguing against me, a singular person, as if I'm going to change how strong magic is by that much. Although to be fair, Ronove came back because of my hesitation in episode 2. That's why Ronove came here. That's why Beato was getting a bit stronger with the way she was using goat attendants and stuff. So maybe I am producing that much magic power for her.
私は魔女です。別に誰の認可がなくとも魔法が使えますが、何か？
Great argument.
この世界ではな。しかしだな、それをあやつが認めない以上はなんと説明すればよいのか。
Since he will not accept it, how should I explain it?
説明いりません。
I don't need an explanation.
だって決して交わることのない別世界の話じゃありませんか。それはつまりない世界も同じということです。
It's just as though that other world doesn't exist.
別世界でゲームで戦っていると先代様が妄想を語っていることと何にも変わりません。
Or talking about your delusions. Oof!
重ねて言います。私と関係ない話です。
Has nothing to do with me.
そして私はもう魔女です。
And I'm already a witch. That's crazy.
先代様はどうやらその何者かに認めてもらえないと魔女になれないようですが、私は違います。
But I'm different.
誰に認められずとももう立派な魔女です。先代ということであなたに形式的な敬意は捧げますが、それは私の行為であって義務ではありません。
Ew, Eva Beto is on smoke. Eva Beto is on smoke.
もう私はあなたの助言など求めていないし、これからどうすればいいか、どう遊べばいいかはっきり分かってます。だから13人殺しの儀式まではあなたへの最後の敬意だと割り切って行います。しかしそのやり方やその後のことについてはあなたに口出しされる言われは全くありません。そういうことで一つよろしくお願いします。
I still can't hear Eva's voice actress in her. It seems like another voice actress. However, as for the methods I use and what I do after that, there is absolutely no reason I should be lectured by you on those. Therefore, I'll be counting on you in that regard. Okay. So, this means that after this episode's over, me and Beato's game boards are also over. Because you're taking over, and you don't want to do these rituals anymore. You're done after these rituals. So, how are me and Beato going? How is this gonna go from here on out? You've really complicated things, haven't you, Eva Beato? At a glance, those words seemed obedient, but they contained within them a clear parting of ways. They were saying as clear as could be, I have no more reason to rely on you, so don't get in the way of my fun. Beato understood that and was dejected, realizing that no matter how she explained it, she wouldn't be able to make the witch understand.
そうか。ならばわらわはもう知らぬぞ。魔法は敬いの気持ちなくして存在できぬことを身をもって知るがいい。
Go and learn firsthand how magic ceases to exist when you lose your feelings of respect for it.
あなたがこれまでに縦横無尽に暴れてきたそれがどう敬いがあったのか教えてほしいものです。
How do you like to hear how it can be called respect? Oof! Get her! Get her! Hey, I'm loving this argument because I don't care about either of them. Both of them can get the smoke. After hearing that, Beato could not respond because she remembered hearing exactly the same thing from her master.
さあ、シエスタの姉妹
Chiester sisters!
先代がお帰りよ。お見送りを。
Predecessor is just leaving, so please see her off. 410 Nihihihi!
先代様、どうぞこの場はお引き取りを。
Please retire from this place. If you don't, will be scolded. Dang, that's crazy. Seems like Eva Beato has higher power over them than Beato herself does. That's crazy. Throughout her body, Beato felt something invisible in the Chiester sisters' eyes, which could only be described as an oppressive feeling. That is nuts. Most likely, they were initiating firing calculations. It was an action much like taking out a gun and cocking it. Even Beato could not escape from the Chiester sisters' attacks without any preparations. Wow, even Beato! In the past, she had placed her greatest trust in them, so she knew down to her very soul how terrifying they were.
仙台様、お引き取りを。これ以上、ベアトリーチェ様のご機嫌を損ねられるのはお勧めできません。
I love how even Ronobe, he's so spooked by Eva Beato that even he's going predecessor sama. Even he's calling Beato predecessor sama at this point. He stopped calling her Beato. He's just calling her predecessor sama as well. He's just like, I'm leaving your club, Beato. You're garbage. You're predecessor. You're trash. We're in the new Eva Beato squad now. Please retire. Even Lucifer's calling her predecessor sama. That's crazy. Hey Beato, how far you fallen? How far you fallen? I thought you were this great golden witch, now you're trash? You deserved it. You deserved it though, you're garbage.
わらわはこれにて退場する。そなたがどのような顛末をたどるか、ゆっくり鑑賞させてもらおうぞ。
I shall take my time appreciating the circumstances you will put yourself in. Bye. That was as close as you could get to a loser's last retort. Even the visual novel's calling her a loser. Beato loser. She sucks. Awesome. Alright. Hey, listen. Eva Beato's made an enemy of me too. Like, I don't like Eva Beato, but for the sake of hating on Beato, I'm fine with this. But I don't like Eva Beato. I don't like her actions still. So after Beato hit herself, the witch and her furniture fell over laughing. Wow! They're all laughing at her. Hey, let me join in.
まあ、わかる。無限の力は楽しい。有限の極みである命を自在にもてあそぶ快楽は味わったことのないものには説明できぬ。その快楽に取りつかれる気持ち、わかろうと思う。
Yeah, now you see why you're being such a piece of crap, huh? She's going too far.
さぞや楽しかったでしょうね。かつてのあなたのはしゃぎぶりを見る限り。
Judging from your antics in the past.
あれがかつて何度も諭そうとしたお師匠さん。それに耳を重ねるわらわの姿だと。
Are you saying it is like how you used to admonish me in the past, Master, and I did not listen? It's exactly how it is. Nice. I'm glad you're reflecting on things, Beato. Please, learn and improve. You can grow as a person, Beato. You can learn. Yes, you can become a much better witch. Yes. And then we can teach Eva Beato a lesson. That she's a piece of crap.
なぜあの子の行為を咎める気になったのですか?
Why is it you started trying to scold that child for her actions? Yeah, I think it's deeper than just for my feelings. I think it's because she sees herself in her. I think that's why. I think it's more than just because I didn't like her actions. Because I cried about it. Battler, I mean.
それは
Yeah. I think the feelings go deep.
あなたにはあの子と大きな違いが一つあります。
What is it?
あの子はすでに魔女かもしれない。もちろんあなたも魔女です。
But she's a witch right away. It took Beato 1,000 years to become a proper witch.
ゲーム版の上の世界では
In the world on top of the game board. Oh!
しかしゲーム版の外の世界で魔女だと認められるにはゲームの対戦者であるバトラ君に認めてもらわなくてはならない。
Right, so she's only a witch in the game board, but outside of it, you need to have your opponent in this game battler accept you. And since this realm is outside of the realm of Eva Beato's like, I don't care, you do what you want. Listen, I'm not restrained like you. I see. So she needs Battler to accept her. So that's why she's scolding Eva Beato, because Battler has now been so distant towards her, it's gonna make it harder for Battler to accept her. I see.
あなたはそれを理解してゲームを始めたはずです。
You must understand when you started the game. Right. So she's outside the game board, she isn't a witch because I haven't accepted her. And she's calling Eva Beato because it will be harder to have Battler accept when Eva Beato is being this cruel. Okay. Okie dokie.
魔女である証拠を暴風のように見せつけ、わらわを拒否する気持ちを吹き飛ばし、屈服させればわらわを魔女と認めると思った。前回うまくいきかけたので、もう一息だと思ったのだ。
It all went my way last time, so I thought I was just a breath away.
実際は逆です。バトラ君はあなたの残忍さに呆れ果てていました。そしてゲームの対戦者として登壇したのは、あなたを対等な対戦相手だと認めたからではない。残忍な魔女の存在を一切認めないという強い敵意に基づいてです。
Facts.
愚かなあなたはバトラ君が対戦者の自覚を持ってくれたことを自分を魔女だと認めさせる第一歩のように感じていたのでしょう。でも実際は全くの逆。バトラ君はあなたを魔女だと絶対に認めないためにあなたのゲームに挑んだのです。浅はかな北風がいくら吹きつけようと旅人はマントをより深く着込むだけ。
That's why she mentioned Aesop's Fable. Remember, Beato? A couple parts ago, some time ago, she mentioned Aesop's Fable, and you were like, oh, but how's that relevant to all of this? Now you can see it.
あなたは大きな間違いを最初から犯しているのです。
The traveler only wore his cloak even tighter. That's Aesop's Fable. The north wind and the sun, right?
このゲームはバトラ君を屈服させる拷問などではない。あなたがバトラ君に認めてもらうために努力する試練なのです。
うすうすはよ、気づいてたさ。
I vaguely realized that. Maybe too late then.
前回はバトラ君にとって辛いゲームでした。
But it only made me stronger.
しかしもう気づいたようですね。今回はあなたにとって辛いゲームです。
This time the game is tough for you. That's interesting. That's interesting. Because me and Beto technically didn't start the fight in episode 1. Episode 1 went without outside of the game board. The game board didn't really exist yet in that sense. Episode 2 is when the game board started. And episode 2 was called Turn of the Golden Witch. So she had her turn. It was a tough game for me. But this time it's tough for you, Beto. This time I'm in the lead.
わらわはこれからどうすればいいのだ。
You should cry. I see the tears in your eyes. You should cry. Because you're gonna lose. You should just cry and take the L this game board. Alright? I'll meet you in episode 4.
あなたが自分で考えるのです。幸いにもあなたはもうゲーム版の駒を降りて新しき魔女に委ねました。じっくりと自らについて思案する時間があるでしょう。
You should have time to deliberately ponder upon yourself. So she's gotten more time now that the new witch is the one that's supposed to, has responsibility over the murders and everything in the ritual. She can now ponder about everything herself. However, next game board is going to be interesting because Eva Beato might not even continue the ritual next episode because she's the new witch now, right? So who knows how next episode's gonna go.
バトラはもう敵意の塊じゃねえかよ。
Oh, you're crying! You're crying!
魔女は認めない。そしてわらわも認めない。
Because you suck! Because you did horrible things to try and make me accept you. You're horrible!
それでどうやってバトラに認めてもらうんだよ。
Start by being nice, okay? Start by learning from Brigilia. Become a nice witch, okay? Alright? Learn from your mistakes, because what you did at the end of episode 2 there, that was bad. Okay, that was horrible. Okay, I'm not forgiving you for that. Okay, so you gotta start back. You gotta start back at your roots. All right. What sort of witch do I want to be? Okay, that's where you gotta start. Okay, what sort of witch do I want to be? Okay, all right. And you've gone on a 1,000-year spree of being crazy wild, but from here on out, Beato, come on now. You gotta make a change. Okay, you gotta have a change of heart, a change of personality. All right, you gotta get what I like to call character development. That's what you need right now. Okay, that's the only way I can like you as a character. If you develop, you learn from what happened. Come on now. You can do it.
北風でダメなら今からのこのこ太陽で照らせっていうのか
No.
このわらわが今さら
That's not what she's saying.
今は10月
It's October now.
ハロウィンの季節ですね
Halloween season.
太陽が死に再びよみがえる再生の月です
The month of rebirth, when the sun dies and is revived again.
よみがえったばかりの弱々しい太陽は冬の木枯らしに遠く及ばないでしょう
When the sun is weak right after reviving, it may pale in comparison to the cold winter winds. Well, the sun is strongest around July, no?
しかしじっくりと成長しやがては春の訪れを告げることができるその時旅人はマントを畳むこともあるかもしれない
At that time, the traveler may even fold up his cloak. Okay.
わらわ間違っていると
So you say that I'm mistaken. Anyway, back to what's happening. The beautiful hall of the Ishima mansion was covered in a glow golden, like gold leaf, and stained deep red with thick spurts of blood. The number of deaths given to Rudolph and Kitty had long surpassed anything you could count on both your fingers and your toes. Oh my god. Oh no, Rudolph and Kitty, yeah. Why? Why you two, man? Why you had to go out like this? That's rough. This is even worse than Rosa. They're getting killed and revived and killed over and over again, and they feel the pain every time. The witch was breathing so hard her shoulders shook, but it wasn't because she was tired. She just couldn't hide the ragged breathing caused by her still uncontainable excitement. That's crazy. That's crazy.
人の生き死にを自由にすることのなんと楽しいことか無限の魔女の力の前には私が思い描く無限の全てが実現するわどんなにぐちゃぐちゃにすりつぶしてやったって私は指を一つ鳴らすだけで元通りにして蘇らせることができるそして最後に申し訳程度に碑文に沿った死体に戻せばいいんだからね
Where the hell is Hideyoshi doing all this? I hope Hideyoshi at this point has had the time to run all the way back to the guest house and tell them about what's happened or something. I mean, obviously he didn't see the witch and what's happened. Well, maybe he did. Maybe he, in the corner of his eyes, maybe he saw what's happening and then he ran off. But I don't know what's going on with Hideyoshi. Alright, more dolphin laughing.
ねえあんたたち
Maybe I should call her Dolphin Girl. But dolphins are smart. That's the only thing is that calling her a dolphin is a compliment because dolphins are smart. I wanna call her something that's rude. That's an insult.
ぬいぐるみのお腹を裂いたことってある
Have you ever sliced a stuffed animal's stomach open? Well, that's what Beto did in episode 2. Technically, humans are animals, so.
ないですに
Never, nihi?
45は
What about you, 45?
いえやったことありません申し訳ありません
I've never done it. My apologies.
当然よ普通ないわましてやお気に入りのぬいぐるみだったらなおさらよね でもずっと思ってた。
Normally you wouldn't, especially not if it was a stuffed animal you liked, but I've always thought about it.
こんなにも大好きでふかふかのぬいぐるみの中には何が詰まってるんだろう。いつか覗いてみたいってずっと思ってたわ。
So you're gonna look inside Rudolph and Kitty's bodies. Well, I mean, what's packed inside a fluffy stuffed animal is probably just fluff, no? Just white fluff. I always thought I'd like to take a peek inside one day. If you cut it and looked inside, your curiosity might be quelled, but the stuffed animal would be broken. So even though you want to see, you can't. You understand that feeling, right? No, I don't! What are you on about? No! I've never had a stuffed animal, but if I did, no! You're crazy. I have a Luffy figure, actually. I've never wanted to peek inside my Luffy figure that I've had for years now. Are you crazy?
無限の魔女の力はまさにそれを叶えてくれる力なの。今の私は好きなだけぬいぐるみを裂くことができる。
Yeah, probably the endless switch can grant exactly that wish. As I am now, I can slice the stuffed animal I want. Well, I don't want to. Even if I couldn't revive it, I wouldn't do it.
なのに魔法一つでそれを元通りに蘇らせることができるわ。
You're nuts.
それはつまりこの世のあらゆる制約を打ち破ったということ。
Something's wrong with your head, Eva Berto. Something's wrong with you.
今の私には躊躇することも思いとどまることも何もないの。
As I am now, I don't have to hesitate, refrain, or anything of the sort.
その喜び、あー、誰にもわからないでしょうね。無限の魔女の私以外誰にもわからない。
That joy, there's probably no one who can understand it. No one other than me, the Endless Witch. As the witch let out a euphoric cry, she revived Rudolph and Kitty again. And faster than they could realize it, she killed them right away. That's crazy. As she made it known that something other than cotton was stuffed inside those two. Alright. Of course it's something other than cotton. Hideyoshi! Give it a rest, Eva! Hideyoshi's here! That's what I asked! Like, where have you been? He's grabbed the gun. Maybe he's grabbed one of the guns from the floor that they were running with. Let's go, Hideyoshi! Can you do it?
あんたいたの。
You're here! In that hall of tragedy, Hideyoshi showed himself as his gun readied. The witch had sealed the mansion with a barrier, so Hideyoshi had nowhere to run. He had probably picked up Rudolph or Kitty's gun and come back. It seemed that the gun, which should have been something to be feared, was no longer an object she took seriously now that she was overflowing with magic power. Her bold expression didn't flinch in the slightest.
なんでローザさんやマリアちゃんやルドルフ君やキリエさんまで殺さにゃならんのや。
That's your wife right there, Hideyoshi. That's your wife on the right. Her younger version doing all this stuff. The younger version of your wife doing all this. She killed Rosa, Maria, Rudolph, and Kiria. That's crazy, bro.
はあ
If I knew my wife did... Okay, younger version. To be fair, Eva does not condone of Eva Berto's actions, does she? She even said that when she was sick. Like, no, she's gonna take over me. Don't let her. Why would you do that? Why would you kill Rosa and Maria? Give her some of the money. To be fair, Eva did try to resist. So I'll be fair. You know, Hideyoshi, it's not on you. But still, that's crazy, bro.
私は後ろ宮家の当主にして六軒島の魔女よ。この島では何を起こそうと全ては自由自在。今だけの一瞬を切り取ってその生き死にをどうなど私には無意味なこと。
I'm free to start whatever I like on this island. Just isolating this one instant and asking about their life and death within it is meaningless to me. Hideyoshi was struck speechless by that all too callous response from the witch. Could someone's personality change so much just by finding Kinzo's gold? I don't know! This girl's crazy though.
どんだけ高く積まれた黄金やったやろな。
So Hideyoshi by now has realized that Eva found the gold. Hideyoshi's realized by now. I don't know how, but he's realized by now. Which means Rudolph, before his death, must have also realized. And probably Kiria too. Kiria is clever, so she probably noticed. They probably all realized before their deaths that Eva found the gold and then became this witch or whatever.
わしには想像もつかん。お前の正気を失わせるほどのものだったんやろ。
Must have been enough to make you lose your sanity.
だがな、そんなにもたくさんの黄金やったなら、なして気前よく分けっこしたろって思わんかったんや。
Why didn't you think of graciously splitting it up? Hideyoshi, I agree. I'm glad you're a good man. You're a good man. You're a good man. You're a good man.
誤解してるわ。
Hideyoshi would never become this witch. Hideyoshi would just never become a witch in general. He's a good man. Witches are terrible people. Other than Virgilia, they're all terrible people.
あれはすべて黄金の魔女のものよ。私以外の誰にも触れる資格はない。
お前は何や？昔聞かせてくれた少女時代の魔女だったエヴァだとでも言うんか？
What are you? Are you trying to say that you're that thing Eva told me about long ago? The witch Eva from when she was young?
そうよ。あなたの妻の後宮エヴァの胸の中にずっと住んでいた少女時代の私。
I am me in my youth, who was always living in the heart of your wife, Ushiromia Eva.
そして魔女なの。エヴァは私を忘れることによって大人になったわ。だから魔法が使えない。
Eva became an adult by forgetting me, so she can't use magic.
誰だって子供の頃には無邪気だけれど残酷な妄想に頭を膨らませることはある。わしかて小さい頃はアリを踏んで回ったりトンボの羽をむしったりして遊んだことがあるわ。
You were doing that? You were a wild kid, though. I never did that. I never killed ants on purpose. Well, not for fun, not for enjoyment. What the hell is this? Is this? I mean, maybe I guess it is normal behavior in children because they don't know that it's wrong to do that. But even as a child, even if I didn't know it was wrong to do that, I never. Maybe I guess I don't remember, but I never thought of killing ants for fun or something like that. Even though I could, I still can right now. But I do not find enjoyment in that. No.
しかし命の大切さを学んでそんな残酷な幼年時代から卒業するんや。
I guess Eva Beato is kind of like that. Just kind of sees us humans as the way cruel kids see ants, right? They just see them as things to be toyed with. That's crazy though. And sometimes go around stepping on ants and pulling off the wings of dragonflies, but you learn the importance of life and grow out of that cruel childhood age.
今のお前はまさに幼年時代そのものやで。
Yeah, I guess so. I guess from a different perspective, she sees us as just nothing, as humans as nothing. That's crazy.
エヴァが卒業したはずの人格なんや。それはエヴァやない。別の人間や。
It's not Eva, it's a different human.
そうよ。私後宮エヴァじゃない。黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェだもの。
I'm not Eva, I'm Beatrice.
楽しいわよ。何の制約もしがらみもなく生き死にを自由にできるこの閲楽は本当に素敵。割った金魚鉢を謝らなくていい。そして好きなだけぬいぐるみを裂いていい。私は
A dry sound. Did he slap her? It was the sound of Hideyoshi slapping the witch's face. That's crazy! Hideyoshi slapped her! Kinda like how I slapped Beto. Remember how I slapped Beto when Beto was talking like this as well? Having fun and laughing? I slapped Beto as well. That felt satisfying. Good. You gotta slap these little girls that can't outgrow their cruelty. Come on now. You're being childish, both of you. You and Beto are both childish. You gotta grow and learn. What is this? By looking at the hall stained deep red with fresh blood, he should have been able to imagine how terrible the witch was. But without fear, without even hesitating, Hideyoshi had walked determinedly up to her and hit her on the cheek. She's like, I can't believe it! This human slapped me! You don't!
三角ぶるなや。ほんまは臆病者の弱虫のくせに。
Don't act like you're cruel, not when you're really a coward and a weakling. Slap, slap! Slap her! I don't know how a human is doing this, but keep slapping her. The Chiester sisters can't do anything to Hideyoshi. Hideyoshi slaps. Power scaling, bro. Power scaling. Who's the strongest in the Uminekoverse? Number 1, Hideyoshi slap. Number 2, Batter slap. Number 3, Eva Beato. Number 4, Beato. Number 5, Virgilia. Number 6, the Chiester sisters. This is how the power scaling goes.
わしがまた更生させたるわ、このシャワルが。
Keep slapping her. I'll keep you on the straight and narrow. You wicked woman.
このアホ。
You dumbo. Slap again. Yeah, slap her.
アホ。
Nitwit.
痛い、ちょっと。
Slap. Keep slapping her. Slap her worse than whenever Rosa slapped Maria. Do much worse than that.
命の大切さとか儚さとかそういうのが分かる女やったらな。わしが思い出させたる。何が魔女や。アホ抜かせ。
What's all this awkwardness? What a load of crock. Hideyoshi, this is awesome. What's going on? I imagine the Chiester sisters and Ronald just standing there like, what's going on, y'all? I love how he's not even using his gun. He's just like, frick the gun, slap her.
お前はわしの女房の後ろ宮エヴァや。冷蔵庫の残り物でちょいちょいと気の利いたつまみを作れる台所の魔女が先の山や。
That's sweet.
目を覚まさんかい、このアホんじゃらが。
That's really sweet.
だから後ろ宮エヴァじゃないって言ってるでしょうか。
アホ抜かせ。この
As tears dripped down his face, Hideyoshi kept hitting the witch's head. He wasn't even pointing the gun at her anymore. So, that sound of gunfire couldn't have come from the gun Hideyoshi was holding. No! No! The gun, which had fallen in the corner near Rudolph's body, was floating in the air? And smoke lingered near the barrel. Who shot? How did it shoot? At who did the shot go towards? No, 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 no. Was floating in the air? And the bullet? A red stain was slowly spreading across the chest of Hideyoshi's vest. I'm guessing one of the Chiester sisters picked up the gun and shot. I mean, she's a witch, she can revive him, but I bet Hideyoshi will be a sacrifice for this Twilight, no? Eva Beata's probably not gonna care about Eva's wishes anymore. She's probably gonna be like, frick your husband. I'll let George live, but your husband... Who did it? The Chiester sisters? Who did that? Even though his back was facing the barrel of the gun, the bullet was embedded in Hideyoshi's chest.
だから私はエヴァじゃないと言ってるのにバカでうざい男ね。
What a stupid, annoying man.
あんたしつこいから第6の番の生贄に変更してあげるわ。どこかのベッドの下に隠れて震えてでもいたなら見逃してやるつもりだったのに。
So Hideyoshi's going to be the sixth Twilight? Ah, frick you for that.
わざわざ戻ってきて本当にバカな男だわ。
Deliberately came back, you really are stupid man. You're too far gone, Eva Beato. If you can't see what Hideyoshi was doing, you're too far gone. That is actually unforgivable. That's crazy. Thunk. There was a dull sound as Hideyoshi fell to the floor. Even though he would be able to escape his pain by dying, he resisted that until the last second. And staring straight into the witch's eyes, he passed away. because he had died without closing his eyes. For a short while, the witch didn't realize that he was dead, and she remained pinned down by that gaze.
こいつも新しいおもちゃにして遊びますにひ
We'll make this one a new toy and play Nihi. If she does that, the Hideyoshi was trying to improve her, to help her. 410, were you the one that shot, or was it Eva Berto using magic shooting him? Whoever it was, if you toy with his body, that is unforgivable. Toying with Rudolph and Kitty is bad, but Hideyoshi made an active effort to help you. Rudolph and Kitty were trying to kill you. He was trying to help you. He threw the gun away. He just slapped you. Like he treated you like a kid that needed to learn a lesson. If you toy with his body, that is a disgusting act. At those words, the witch finally realized that Hideyoshi was dead. Eva Berto.
そうね。どうしようかしら。
Right, what will we do? The Chiester sisters waited for instructions. On the inside, they imagined an order even more brutal than before from their master. Nah, I think Eva Berto's not that brutal. Nah. She's better than this. Come on now. I'm expecting better than this! But the expression that rose to the witch's face looked as though she had gotten over her excitement. She looked down at Hideyoshi's face, which still had tears dripping down there. Man, this is so sad.
この男のせいですっかり興ざめだわ。
もうやめた
ラノウェイ、いる？
Ronove, you there? He's there.
はい、ここに。
後片付けをお願い。先代様もうるさいしね。あのババアが納得する程度にきれいにしておいてちょうだい。一応、先代様への義理で儀式のルールには従うわ。
You're gonna break your promise with your older version, Eva Beato.
この3人の死体を第4の番から第6の番ってことでお願いね。
You know you've broken your promise with your older version. I can't accept this, Eva Beato, but you do your thing, I guess. That was really sad. Hideyoshi, I have a lot of respect for Hideyoshi. This episode, I have so much respect for him. From the very beginning, man. All the way back from when they were arriving at the island in the boat. The way he was always treating Eva. I have so much respect for this man, yo. So much respect. And oh my god, this is so sad. Alright.
ルシファー、出番よ。
Lucifer, you're up.
傲慢のルシファー、ここに。
Lucifer the Proud, right here.
その3人の死体、ほじくってえぐっといて。
Dig into these 3 corpses and gouge them. Okay, so you're telling me that Lucifer can do that on her own? I thought you needed 5 stakes for the Twilights. For the from the 4th to the 8th Twilight. I thought you needed 5 stakes. So you can Lucifer can do all 5 all alone?
死体をですか？
Into the corpses.
そうよ。何か不満？
You have a problem with that? I don't think she should. That's what she's done the past couple of episodes.
いえ。
No. Why is she hesitating? Is that just why is she hesitating? The Seven Sisters of Purgatory had a modest sense of pride. It was the pride of a hunter, the pride of gouging prey that they had brought down themselves. Oh, that's why, because they're already corpses, I see. However, being told to gouge a corpse that someone else had brought down ran contrary to that feeling. Of course, that was not the witch's intention, but for the Seven Sisters, it was horribly humiliating. However, they had already messed up, with two of the sisters defeated, so they had no right to question her. Only Ronovex appreciated that, and he rested his hand on her shoulder in understanding.
ベアトリーチェ様のご命令ですよ。ルシファーは3人を選び、儀式の作法に従い処理をするように。あと、できましたら私のお片付けにも手を貸してください。
かしこまりました。
When you're done, let me hand the cleanup, he said. Certainly. The witch looked down upon Hideyoshi's corpse, as though implying that this somehow weird atmosphere was all Hideyoshi's fault.
バカな男ね。死なずに済んだのに。
You didn't even have to die. That's why you're an idiot, Eva. You're the real idiot, honey. Okay, so Eva's noticed that her husband was killed by her younger version. So yeah, that's why you're the biggest idiot, Eva Beto. Is you don't realize why he didn't even have to die, yet he still did that for you. He did that for you.
いるわよね。返事をして。
Answer me. Well, he's dead. The sound of a loud thunderbolt woke Eva from her nightmare. If Hideyoshi had been gripping her hand at that time, her fearful heart would probably have been instantly healed. However, Hideyoshi, who had sworn that he wouldn't leave even for a moment, was nowhere to be seen in the room.
あなた、返事をして。あなた。
Your younger version did this! Not you, but your younger version. You didn't want this. That's the chapter over, okay. That's where I end the part as well then, I think. It's 1:30 p.m. Okay, the definition of a witch. Interesting chapter name. 30 minutes had already passed since Rudolph's group had left the guest house, so yeah, I think they must have noticed by now that they're dead. Alright, well... yeah, I've been recording for over an hour. I think I'm gonna end it there, y'all. I hope you guys enjoyed this part of Umineko when they cry. That was very sad at the end there. Hideyoshi, the way he cared for Eva during the boat, and then when she, you know, when she got sick when they arrived here, the way he always held her hand, held her forehead, and even now at the end, even when it was an Eva version that wasn't even the real Eva, he still cared about her like she was his wife. And I think that was one of the proudest ways he could have gone out. I think Hideyoshi should be proud of the life he lived, man. I think he really should have. I mean, I have this episode. I mean, I always liked Hideyoshi in the previous episode. I thought he was a cool guy, but this episode, like, really, the way he was acting this entire episode, man. I really have a big plus in the respect for Hideyoshi. Definitely. So yeah, but I hope you guys have enjoyed this part more than I enjoyed it, because I mean I was enjoying myself at the start, seeing how the two witch, well, furniture, the what were they called, Chiester sisters were gonna hold up. It was fun seeing their little theatrics in killing Rudolph and Kiria, but the way that ended, man. Hideyoshi, yo. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this part of Umineko and the Cry. I'll see you guys next time for some more. Hope you guys enjoyed watching this as much as I enjoyed reading it. Alright, y'all. Peace.